No, so this is actually one of my favorite songs on the album. It has a bit of a darker vibe. I love the cadence of the song. I'll be your father figure. And the George Michael connection. Love it. I actually went back to listen to George Michael's father figure because I was like, yeah, it is in there, but it's really different. But
that's funny because when I heard about the reference to George Michael and that she credited him on the song and reached out to his estate and everything, I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't remember. But then I went back and when I listened to the George Michael one, I was like, yes, I do know this song. I do know it, but it didn't click with me straight away. I think it was a bit of a reach for her. But she was obviously very concerned about like stealing the title.
What I love is, well, you're allowed to have the same title.
Yeah, absolutely.
Titles are not protected.
No.
And you might think, how do you know this? Because I Googled this because I needed to know that for a book I was thinking about writing.
Well, I know that because Tom Ogden from Blossoms goes into record stores and flicks through the vinyl and writes down titles of songs that he thinks he'll like. And then when he gets an idea, he goes to his list of titles and sees...
very good.
And he said that it's actually okay to take titles, but you can't take actual like lyrics.
No, titles are not copyright protected.
Yeah.
But
that's why I thought it was a bit of a reach. I was like, why is she reaching out?
I knew that she had used... so I think if you use 4 of the same chords, it is fine.
Okay.
If you use 5 of the same chords in
sequence, obviously.
Yes, of course. It is an... How did she call it? A little something.
Plagiarism?
No.
Copy?
It's there is a term for it. It's not a sample, but it's Look, I'm not a musician. I don't know this stuff. It is...
I would say sample. I would have said
okay, I have to credit, I think, Charlie Puth for this because he made a video of it.
Okay.
So Google it. It's on Instagram and you will find him explaining this.
Okay.
So if it's 4 chords, it's fine, which is the whole thing why Ed Sheeran gets sued so much for plagiarism because he uses a lot of the... same 4 chords as a lot of pop songs do. Shake It Off is that same sequence.
Most pop songs use the same 4 chords.
Yeah. But then if you use 5 in a row that are the same, then it is whatever the term is that I cannot...
But let's call it sample for argument's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So then she had to ask permission.
Okay.
And what I... like about this is it is a bit of nostalgia. It is a bit of that reference to George Michael, but the whole song, the whole overall song is completely different.
Completely turning its head.
So I think that's good because you don't want it to be like the same sentiment, the same kind of music. So I think she actually did that really, really well.
It stands alone as well,
yes.
Which is good.
I think the storytelling in this song is great.
Yes.
There are some great lines, like the Czech kisses the mahogany grain, sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning. I've got the place surrounded. I love it. I just love the whole... It
the
goes,
idea of...
Yeah, and it starts with like... basically this kind of fairy tale, like, I found you in the streets and you were this rag doll and I made you a star. And then at the end, the only thing I wanted to do was to profit from you. And I pretended to be your father figure, to be your savior. And this is, I think, about her previous manager. And
that's what immediately sprang to mind for me. Yeah.
And then he tried to sell her masters to someone else. And she was like, no, wait. My check, if you go for the clean version, or something else is bigger. Wasn't that a surprise in the movie? That's everyone was ready to sing laughing. Dick. And it was like...
the whole cinema just erupted in laughter when all the clean versions went in. And I think I Protect the Family, for me, is her masters. And her production
she sings
rights.
It six
times. I read this somewhere, and the 6 albums. But I think I don't think it's an isolated story. I think it very much paints a picture of that business. And I do think that the music... Of every business to a point, but I think entertainment in particular preys on the dreams of people. Yeah. And you know, you might want to be an accountant, you might want to be a forest bathing guide, you might want to be, don't know, whatever. And yes, every business is tough, but I think the entertainment industry, the people who run the entertainment industry have a hold on the people who are making the art because they want it so badly. And that's how people end up in a situation where they're signing like a 5-album deal, and they are signing their shit over to somebody else because they just want to get where they want to go. And then
but also, like, she was so young when she signed it. Imagine now someone coming up to you saying, oh my God, Orlagh, I love your singing voice. Please sign this contract with me. You are going to have a think about it. You're going to have a read through it. It was just like, hey, little girl, you have absolutely no idea of like legal language. Here, sign this.
Yeah.
Obviously, she had her parents and she probably had a solicitor or a lawyer looking at it. Yeah. But then they just say, oh no, this is just standard going in the music world, which
but it is standard. It's completely, and so I don't think it's isolated that she was young. I think anybody, if they want it enough, they will sign these contracts. And that's why it's such a paradoxal thing, because they want this so badly, but in signing these contracts, they are basically signing their life's work away. And it's quite sad that there's nothing in place to prevent that from happening. I think she did a great job at highlighting it. I'm not entirely sure I'm completely on board with her personal issues that she had with the people involved. I think personally, publicly, that's irrelevant. But I do think that like anyone who makes something has the right to own it, and they shouldn't have to sign it away in order to be able to make it. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, and I think that she does a really good job in this song at illustrating that whole idea, like what you were saying, like being plucked out of a crowd or being picked off the street and I'll make your dreams come true. Then, you know, the little girl or the little boy whose dreams came true starts to see the world and go, hang on a second, you don't own me, or you don't, you're not in charge of me. And then this father figure, in inverted commas, it can be a man or a woman, it doesn't matter who it is.
No, but because she was so young, the whole father figure
absolutely
thing, I think really she relevant. At one point really thought of Scott Bruschetta. That's not his name.
I know that. I always think of it. And now I'm like, ooh, I'd love an Italian.
I'm getting hungry now.
Bit of tomato and garlic.
I actually think she saw him as a member of her family.
Well, I would imagine so.
And then for this to happen, regardless of if he should have offered her to buy it or whatever was going on behind the scenes, I don't know. But it is horrible to just sell everything you have ever made, every photo ever taken of you, every video you've ever made, every song you've ever written about your own life experiences.
And all of the aesthetics that go with it, all of the publishing, production, design,
and you just
artwork,
say like,
everything.
oh no, I just want to make money at this. All these years I invested in you, not because I like you as a person,
because I knew that you could make me money.
The most money.
Completely.
And that is a horrible, horrible thing. And she had the place around it because all her fans hopped on board with the re-recordings. Exactly. And every time she thanks the fans, like, oh, thank you everyone who came to the Eras tour, because that made me able to buy it back because I earned so much money with it. I'm like, you're welcome,
You're
girl.
very welcome. But she is one, she could very well be the only artist, but if she isn't the only artist, she is one of the very few artists who actually own I mean, the Beatles don't own their own work.
Yeah.
And they are the biggest band that probably ever walked the face of the earth.
Was that not that Paul McCartney said to Michael Jackson, the smartest thing you can do is buy someone else's masters, and then Michael Jackson bought the masters of the Beatles?
He did indeed. Yep. Absolutely.
Still waiting for the Michael Jackson diss track to come out from Paul McCartney.
I know. I think, yeah, I think he's probably past that now.
That's some thin ice.
Water under the bridge.
As well.
But yeah, I thought I love, okay, I'm just going to start again. I have a big interest in the music industry and how it works and the inner workings of it. And I read a lot about it and I listen to a lot of podcasts about it. And I found this song it like hit the nail on the head. And it bothers me that people who have these big dreams are quite vulnerable, I think. And I also think if you are willing to step into public life, there is a bit of vulnerability there because you have to be vulnerable. And I think that's preyed upon, and it upsets me sometimes that people just see dollar signs and that's all they see, and they don't see a person. And you see like Lewis Capaldi, like very, very rare would you see an artist saying, I'm actually taking a break because my mental health can't handle it. Yep. George Ezra did the same. That girl Lola Young now is taking a break because of her health. I don't know if it's mental or physical or both or what, but art and Chapel Rowan is also really good at setting boundaries now, because there's also a sense of like, if someone's in the public eye, like that they owe people something, but actually they make music, you buy the music, they play a gig, you buy the tickets. The transaction's done and dusted, lads. We actually they don't owe us anything else. Nope. And it's nice to start to see that change happening. But I think father figure is a wonderful way to illustrate that sort of narrative. And it's really like, oh, that's what happens, but maybe it shouldn't happen. Maybe it shouldn't just be the way.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we could talk about this.
We've been going on about this for a long time. Last thing I want to say is I love the reference to the brown liquor, because Sculptor's Cat, I'm just going to call him that from now on. I love it. He owns a bourbon brand.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Ah, okay. Oh, this song is Red for me, by the way.